So one thing we have heard a lot of late, and maybe you have as well, and that is nightlife is disappearing. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. Nightlife is not disappearing. It is reorganizing itself right now. And the operators who are going to lead this next phase are not going to be the ones relying only on energy and aesthetics and promoters or a busy Saturday night. They are going to be the ones with stronger strategy in place. They will be the ones with stronger control metrics in place. They will have control over the guest experience. They're going to have control over leadership. They're going to have control over labor and costs and comps and their internal programming. They are going to have control over, VIP performance and safety and culture and the numbers that actually determine whether the business is healthy or not. Because as we always say, a full room can still hide a weak business. Strong sales can still hide very poor margins. A popular venue can still lack consistency, and a talented team can still break down when that pressure gets much too high. That is where KRG Nightlife comes in. KRG Nightlife is a specialized advisory program within the KRG portfolio that's built for established nightlife operators who are looking to stabilize or scale their business. We work with nightclubs and lounges and cocktail bars and gentlemen clubs and social and competitive venues and nightlife-driven hospitality groups that have already got a business in motion but are now dealing with the realities that surface after the doors are open. Yes, there is that early excitement. Yeah, that's over. The concept has been tested. The venue has guests coming through the door. The team is in place. But now the business is asking for something more. And that is more structure. That is more leadership, more consistency, and more accountability. And again, more control in the operations. And for many operators, this is where the pressure really starts to show. Managers, they start to make decisions depending on the night of the week. Standards, they start to shift depending on who is working that night. Labor, it gets reactive, and inventory gets kind of, loose. Guest experience becomes inconsistent, and VIP revenue just depends too much on personality. And programming, yeah, it might fill the room, but not always the profit line. And then the owners and executives are pulled back into problems that they thought the team should be able to handle. And eventually the business, it just starts to feel heavier than it should. You may still be busy. You may still have some strong nights of the week. You may still have a recognizable brand, but underneath that energy, the business is carrying pressure. The issue is not always that the venue is broken. Often the issue is that the business has become more complex than the structure that is supporting it. And that is a very, very different problem. And it requires a very different type of solution. KRG Nightlife is not here to make nightlife feel heavy or, corporate. We are not here to strip away personality or atmosphere or creativity or energy. Those are the reasons that people do show up. But energy without structure becomes volatility. Personality without systems becomes inconsistency. Busy rooms without profit control just becomes expensive. And leadership without accountability becomes very exhausting. And a venue that depends too much on the owner or one manager or one promoter or one strong weekend is not built to perform. Our work is built around really one core belief here, and that is that structure creates consistency, and consistency restores control, and control is what performance is built on. That is the transformation, not just more advice or more theory here, not just another strategy document, not just another marketing push. The real transformation that we push for here is helping operators move from feeling pressured inside the business to feeling back in control of that business. That's where the KRG Nightlife Operator Intensive comes in. Within our 12-month program, you will feel calmer and clearer and sharper and more confident. Your team is going to feel steadier. numbers are going to make a lot more sense, and the standards are going to become easier to protect. The leadership rhythm is going to be stronger. The business will be less reactive. Decisions will no longer be made only in the pressure of the moment. The venue is going to no longer just be busy. It is going to be built to perform. So no matter the category, the pain points that you're experiencing are really often connected. Profit is not matching revenue. Managers need more structure. The guest experience is, again, inconsistent. Leadership, it might feel stretched out. Systems, they might exist, but are not being followed. This team, it's talented, but it's not aligned properly. In marketing, it's creating some activity, but not always loyalty. The business, yes, it has momentum, but not enough control. That is why the KRG Nightlife Operator Intensive begins with a diagnostic assessment. Not because we all need another set of meetings, because serious operators deserve to know what is actually creating pressure before they invest more time and more money or energy into the wrong fixes. So the first step is the KRG Nightlife pressure test. This is where we assess the business across the areas that determine your performance, which is operations, leadership, guest experience, and brand and culture and systems and technology and marketing and financial control, internal programming, and implementation readiness. The purpose here, it's fairly simple: to have you stop guessing. Find the real pressure points in your business. Understand what needs to change first, and then determine whether the business is ready for some deeper advisory support. From there, qualified operators move into a 12-month strategy and advisory relationship that is designed to help strengthen the business now and over the foreseeable future, because real operational change does not happen from a single on-premise or remote assessment. It happens through clarity and leadership and reinforcement and accountability and sustained focus. That is why KRG Nightlife was built for operators who are serious about improving their performance. This is not for pre-opened concepts. This is not for operators looking for a quick marketing fix. This is not for owners who want surface level advice and are unwilling to also look at leadership and culture and systems and financial discipline or accountability. KRG Nightlife is for established operators who know the business can be stronger and are ready to work towards getting that business where it needs to go. It is for the owner who wants to stop carrying every single problem, the executive who needs better visibility across the operation, the GM who needs clearer standards and stronger support, the group that wants to scale without spreading inconsistency, that high volume venue that wants profit to match the pressure that carries it, and the operator who knows the room has energy, but the business just needs some more control. Nightlife will always have pressure, right? That will not change, but the right structure changes how that pressure is managed. It changes how the team responds. It changes how decisions are made. It changes how performance is measured, and it changes how the venue grows. And it really changes how the operator feels inside the business as well. So if your venue is open and established and just carrying more complexity than your current structure can support, the next step is not to just keep on guessing. Start with KRG Nightlife. Let us assess where that pressure is really showing up, what it is costing the business, and what kind of strategy may be required to move that venue towards some stronger control and consistency and performance. Because nightlife, yes, it is built on energy, but performance, that is built on control. And control starts with knowing where that pressure is.